Hi, good evening. This is Representative Ryan Wilcox here with you tonight, and we have a special departure from what we normally would do with one of these. We're excited here to have some guests from Green Acres Elementary School here in North Ogden, and I'd like to introduce both Principal Justin Willie. Appreciate you being here with us, Justin.
Thank you for having us.
And Sheena Miles, and she is a pro at a lot of things, but one of the things that we're very grateful for her being here for is that she's the president of the PTO, the Parent Teacher Organization at Green Acres Elementary. And we have a project we're working on, and we need your help. So I want to go back kind of to the beginning. I asked you this question a little bit earlier, Justin. How did this start? Can you tell us a little bit about your experience and what brought us here today?
My experience as a principal at a couple of different schools is that playgrounds are always something you have to keep at the back of your mind. That eventually it's going to have to be replaced. And at the school I was at previously, we were already working on that. So when I started at Green Acres, this is my 5th year there, walking out to see the playground that's behind us right here. The stairs are falling apart, the paint's getting worn. It was obvious that it's something we had to start looking at. And this is just one part. The other part of the playground, it does one thing, kids can hang from it with their arms. That's it. And so it was time that we needed to start looking. The other side of the playground, I think an interesting story, a 4th grade girl 3 years ago made an appointment with my secretary, came into my office,
4th grade,
sat down. 4th grade.
Okay.
She came in and sat down and said, "We got to do something about the upper playground. I want a slide. I want a slide. I want something there because it's boring." And she was right. And so we started looking at it. And then Sheena, when she became the PTO president, we started talking about we got to start working on this.
I can't tell you how much I love that you had a 4th grader that made an appointment with your secretary to have this conversation. That's a neat kid. I gotta see where she's at now.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about it from your perspective. When did you become the PTO president? What did that look like?
Yeah, so we moved into the community in 2016.
Okay.
So even before I became involved with the school, this is like our neighborhood park in our neighborhood. And so I would frequent this park with my little kids, and the first time we walked up on it, I was like, yeah, this is definitely ready for an upgrade. So I've been the president of the PTO for 3 years. So what does that make it? I think I started in 2022.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I stepped in that role, I wanted to make this a main priority for the PTO to raise the funds.
You've been fundraising in a number of different ways that are really pretty creative. You have a fair. Tell us about what you do.
Yeah. So as a PTO, we have a school carnival. That's like our biggest fundraiser of the year. It's a back to school carnival. That's a really beloved tradition that the kids really love and look forward to, but it's also one of our biggest fundraisers. We also have a pretty robust after-school club program that also brings in funds. So that's kind of how we fund our regular activities throughout the year. But we've also had to get creative to raise funds outside of that. So we've done penny wars within the school, which the kids have really loved, where they just bring all their change and tally up their points, and all the grades compete, and they think that's really fun. We've collaborated with the school on their fun run, and the school has been able to give us the little bit of funds that they have outside of the regular budget. But right now we've created a task force. This is going to be launching in the next week or two, and along with a crowdfunding where we're reaching out to the community and asking the community to chip in and help us out.
There's a missing piece here that I was totally unaware of when I first got the email, which turned out to be from a neighbor. Right? I just didn't know.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun, but I just got an email one day, and it was about a playground at Green Acres and what's going on over there. But it was more than just replacing the playground. It was the situation that we have with our disabled population. Mm-hmm. And what they aren't able to participate in there at school. Now we've done a few interviews that we'll try to show you here in a few minutes and include some of that footage. But tell us a little bit about why that has been such a concern for you as a principal.
As the years go by and the demographics change at a school, and at one time we had 3 or 4 different classrooms of students with high needs. Now we're down to 1, and it's students that are in 5th and 6th grade, 4th through 6th grade. And the problem is we want them to be with their peers. They need that interaction, and the best way to do that is on the playground. But the playground for the older kids is just, it's not, we have at least one student right now in a wheelchair, and it's inaccessible to him.
He's not able to use it at all.
No, not at all. And so we do have a smaller on the younger grade that was put in, I think 10 or 11 years ago, but it's too small for him. Yeah. And so they can go play on it, and he can do a little bit, but it's still not with his peers.
Well, it's really designed from pre-K to 1st grade.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's
But still the goal is, and not just for that student, but for our other students as well. That interaction is good for all of the students. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make sure we're doing what we can to keep them together. And Green Acres is a tight-knit school anyway. Yeah. Our kids are amazing. And to be able to play together is going to be good for everyone.
You know, I was struck when I met over there. I basically just responded to email, sure, let's go look at it. Mm-hmm. But this, what you can see here on this background with these stairs, and we can probably show you some more, close-up versions here. But it's literally falling apart.
Yeah.
The pieces are off. There's a sweet little girl that we interviewed there that had been collecting pieces of the playground in a jar. So whoever's watching this, she's so curious about it. She's just collecting pieces of the falling apart playground that her differently abled friends can't use with her.
She thought they were cool rocks, but then every day there would be more and more
cool, funky metal rocks there on the ground. So appreciate the opportunity to talk with you about this today. We're going to have a little bit more of a conversation about what the plan is, about what we want to accomplish here coming back. Again, this is Representative Ryan Wilcox. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, I'm Justin Willie. I have the good fortune of being the principal at Green Acres Elementary. This is my 5th year here, and it is an amazing school with a lot of community support. The building and the playground has some needs. About 3 years ago, a 4th grade student came up to me and wanted to start a petition to get a new playground to replace this one, which we have seen. And as we started talking about it and going through the cost of a playground, the prices, it gets significant to put something in. This is a playground from a time when it was popular to get for older kids, a playground that focused on exercise. But still, there's kids that still want to have a slide, still want to have some swings and some other things to do. I'm also fortunate enough to have a PTO president who is very community minded, and so we got together and I talked to her about the needs, and she has taken it from there and done a great job with helping us get started on this. But at this point we need support from somewhere other than the parents here at the school. As far as the district goes, it's unfortunate that they don't always have money to support us on things like a playground when we also need a new roof here at Green Acres. We have a few leaks and things like that need to be taken care of as well. So we have a need. We're hoping to find some help in the community, and we appreciate any support that we can get.
Welcome back. This is Representative Ryan Wilcox with my special guest today. We have both Principal Justin Willie and Sheena Miles. Sheena is the president of our local PTO at the Green Acres Elementary School. We've been talking about the need that we have to replace our All Abilities playground, well, to create one, because
Yes.
we can't replace what we don't have. The reality is the existing playground is literally falling apart and is becoming a hazard for existing students as well. So we're at that point when we need to take care of that. And we want to address one of the questions that we've had many times, I've had, others have had as we've had this conversation is, why isn't the district just taking care of this? And there could be a lot of answers to that, but the reality is that they do not have the funds to do that right now. That's not something that's in the budget. It's not there, and it's just not an option for us to take care of this particular issue. Now, they have volunteered with some in-kind. Want to tell us about that?
They're going to help us out with the ground cover in some of the areas once we get the new playground in. They're also going to help us,
right?
and and taking the old playground out. They're being very helpful and supportive as much as they can be.
Yeah.
I've been very happy with the help that I've received from our facilities and maintenance department at Weaver School District.
And we've had some help from the Weaver School Foundation with our ramp grant.
They're helping us with that as well with the giving us a spot to apply and also helping us with the application.
Yeah, that's good news. We are very hopeful about that ramp grant. That's gonna make a huge difference. And the reality is we still, even with that, are short quite a bit.
Yeah, and how that works is the ramp grant is a matching grant. So they like you to have a 50% cash match. So that puts us in a position where to position us with the highest points possible on our ramp grant application, we need $200,000 in cash.
We've raised how much with Carnival?
We've
3
raised
years of the Carnival and
3 years of the Carnival. Us, the PTO, together with the school, has raised $50,000 over the last 3 years, set aside in a fund. It's a lot of money when you're coming from a small elementary school community. So we're grateful for all of the support that we've received from the community thus far. But the truth is, if we're going to complete this project for the kids at the elementary, we really need you. We need community buy-in.
We need sooner than a decade, right? Because that's what we're looking at to be able to accomplish this. Now, we've got stuff lined up. We have a number of folks that have stepped up in the community to help us to get there. I love the Quarters and Cans fundraiser. I remember doing that at Weaver High School when I was there many years ago. And I remember us, throwing the cans, throwing the quarters in the cans and all the cash we could scrounge up, and what we were able to do with that. And Weaver High School, gratefully, is going to help us out this year. They're going to dedicate that fundraiser to our kids at the elementary school who otherwise probably couldn't get there. Tell us about the task force as well.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. We're building a task force to help us hit these goals. So we're putting together all the materials that you need. If you join our task force, you can sign up for different local businesses that you want to approach. Share with them the ways that they can get involved in the form of, obviously, we need financial donations is our biggest thing, but you can also support us by putting a flyer in your business, by spreading the word to your circle of influence that this project is happening, and also sharing our information on social media. So if you'd like to join our task force, you can sign up. You can reach out to us at greenacrespto1900@gmail.com. Email me personally and I'll set you up with everything that you need as far as that goes for the task force.
There's a number of things that we can all do, and I want to make sure everybody understands really the why. I think we talked about some of those kids, and we'll include some of the video that they shared with us a little bit ago. But Green Acres is a little bit unique. A lot of our playgrounds are, of course, adjacent to a school, but they're also community playgrounds. We have an area, in fact, before I ever went to Green Acres Elementary, I played in the playground right behind the school.
Yeah.
many years ago. Now, I think I played soccer there once upon a time.
Yep.
And I remember when my kids were little, there was a track there that we took, the little car that you could drive around when you were first a kid, right? My buddy got one of those, and we took our littles there to drive their new cars. And there's just so many fun memories that come from a community park and a community asset connected to a school. And it's the opposite of a place that we want to be exclusionary for any of those kids. And so that's really why I think the community has worked so hard. I mean, 3 years of going into this. The high school is now making it their focus. Let's get this thing done. We have just a few months. I want you to talk about that timeline.
Yeah.
Why we're in this compression.
Yeah, so our ramp grant is due January 15th. So we really want to have these funds secured by the end of December would be ideal, so that we can finish up the preparations of that ramp grant, get it submitted, and hopefully get approved.
Okay, and in that effort, we're also launching, in addition with the task force, with cans for Christmas, quarters and cans, all of that, we're also doing a Zeffie fundraiser. Tell us about that.
Yes, so Zeffie is similar to GoFundMe, which most people are familiar with, but it's for nonprofits. So we love partnering with this company because they don't take a percentage of our donations. 100% of your donations will go to this project, which is amazing. So that's going to be launching as well. If you've got $5, $10, $50, $100, every single donation is going to help us close this gap and meet this goal.
And that's direct funding that goes straight to the project.
Every single penny.
Every single penny. We're going to do what we can to connect with folks that can write big checks, right? But really just remember when we have this conversation, what we're doing that for. It is that time of year. We're coming up. There's a lot of needs in the community, and we appreciate all those who have chipped in and volunteer. This is one that we can take care of for the entire north end of the county that has an opportunity to use that playground, and especially those who can't use what's there now and what other resources that they've had in the past. Tell me this as we wrap up here, what do you think this project means to your community, to your school?
I think to the school in general, it will mean just the difference in pride with the kids and what they can do on the playground. But I also think for the community, it's going to be a big difference. You mentioned Orton Park and the number of families that are there every weekend playing that need some place for the little ones to go play. We want to be that too. We want to be, Green Acres is special because it's a neighborhood school. We're tucked in away from the busy streets, and it has a good sense of community there, and this will just add to that.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sheena?
I just would like to give one final shout out that this will not only benefit the 500 kids that attend Green Acres every day, but the broader community as a whole. The north end of North Ogden, the south end of North Ogden is the fastest growing area of the city, and we really need this green space available. So we hope that you'll buy in, that you'll join our task force, that you'll donate through our Zeffie fundraiser. Again, if you want, you can contact me directly. I would love to partner with you and make this happen for the kids.
Again, Representative Ryan Wilcox here with our team from Green Acres Elementary School. The partnership that we have between the PTO and the school itself is unique. I've seen a lot before. I've never had one approach me in the 12 years I've been doing this thing in this way. Not from the community, not organically, and not when they put so much into a project. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share this with you, and please do whatever you can. Consider what you might do this holiday season to contribute to helping these children who genuinely are the sweetest kids you're ever going to meet. I know it'll mean a lot to them, and it'll mean a lot to the rest of the community. Thanks, and have a good night.
I have been collecting these pieces at recess. I've been finding all of these pieces under the stairs right behind me, and these pieces on the red playground. And there's lots of them. I can never find enough to collect all in one day. Every day there's a lot more missing.
Why did you start doing that?
I started doing it because when I was still in kindergarten, I collected these, and then I had a whole jar full, and then I had to move it to a way bigger pickle jar because I had collected so many and they couldn't all fit.
Did it bother you that the playground was falling apart?
Well, back then I thought they were cool rocks, actually. And so I kept collecting them, and now I realize that my mom was right. They aren't just cool rocks, they're pieces of the plastic.
They're not rocks at all, are they?
And so I kept collecting them, and I kind of wanted to help, so then I actually gave my mom $1 for it.
Yeah. Do you know what that plastic is there for? Do you know why it was there?
I don't know.
That plastic was supposed to cover the metal, right? You see it? Look. See right here? This is the stuff that you're collecting, right?
Yes.
That was supposed to cover the metal. So it does two things. It stops. This is what playgrounds were like when we were little. And they all, were super hot. They burned you. So that's there so that you don't burn yourself. But then it also so you don't get cut on things. So it's actually the safety part of the playground that's disintegrating.